Last week, Congressman Ben Ray Luján, a close ally of Speaker Nancy Pelosi, made waves when he became the 127th Democrat in the House to endorse an impeachment investigation into Donald Trump. "I support moving forward with an impeachment inquiry, which will continue to uncover the facts for the American people and hold this president accountable," Luján said. "There was just one problem: hasn't the impeachment inquiry already begun? It's hard to get a straight answer out of Democrats."
During a press conference on July 26, days after Robert Mueller's congressional testimony, Jerrold Nadler, the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, said for the first time that his panel was, in effect, conducting an impeachment inquiry.
In court documents filed that day, the committee wrote that articles of impeachment are under consideration. About 2 weeks later, Nadler seemed to break news again when he declared in a CNN interview that formal impeachment proceedings were underway. But his exact rhetoric was cagey. "No formal vote has been taken by the House." Nadler said he hoped to vote articles of impeachment to the House floor by the end of the year. "Or we won't," he added. "That's a decision that we'll have to make."
But that's exactly the process we're in right now. The key to deciphering Nadler's rhetorical mumbo-jumbo is to understand the political quandary facing Democrats.
For Speaker Pelosi, the top priority in 2020 is maintaining her Democratic majority, and that means doing whatever it takes to protect so-called majority makers or frontline Democrats who either flipped Republican seats or won districts that swung for Trump in 2016. "The public isn't there on impeachment," she argued during a conference call with her caucus last Friday, according to a congressional source. The numbers back her up. A recent Monmouth University poll found that 72% of Democrats support impeaching Trump, but only 35% of respondents feel the same.
This leaves Pelosi somewhat torn between the wings of her party. But the polling also explains why the Speaker is leaving the decision to support an inquiry up to her members. "It's your voice and constituency," the California Democrat said during Friday's call.
Democrats representing districts clamoring for impeachment have been told they have free rein to support an inquiry, and with media outlets tracking where lawmakers stand, many have made the decision to go on the record with their support, even as the exact status of the inquiry remains unclear.
Meanwhile, Democrats in purple or Trump districts can sidestep the issue. And Nadler gets to keep digging up dirt on the president, regardless of whether his investigation leads to a vote on impeachment. 57% of registered voters want a new president, according to the Monmouth poll, and any wrongdoing the Judiciary Committee uncovers could be a boon for Democrats. It's a smart but imperfect strategy. It lets Democrats calibrate a message with less risk of backfiring. Steve Israel, a former New York congressman and ex-chairman of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, explained. "Impeachment fires up the base, but turns off moderate voters in right-of-center districts. The Democrats need to retain their majority in Congress. And the nightmare scenario for Democrats is a full-scale impeachment that leads to a guaranteed acquittal by a Republican Senate. This strategy," Israel continued, "gives them tactical flexibility to move quickly, or more cautiously, while at the same time continuing to investigate. The smoke and mirrors approach has not been lost on Republicans. House precedent requires the full House approve a resolution authorizing the Judiciary Committee to begin an impeachment inquiry.
Otherwise, any judiciary chairman could charge into an impeachment inquiry, with only limited partisan support." Doug Collins, the ranking Republican on the House Judiciary Committee, complained in an op-ed for the Los Angeles Times earlier this month.
House Democrats, however, have not moved forward on a vote to start an impeachment inquiry, because Pelosi wants to avoid a direct vote on impeachment proceedings. But at the same time, the Democrats continue to use impeachment rhetoric to pretend they've started the process to satisfy their liberal base. They can't have it both ways. Let's block ads.